Well, so I've just got my 5.8 ounce landscape fabric put down. It might look a little bit nonsensical to you right now, but it's because I'm thinking ahead and trying to avoid excessive need for landscape staples and overlaps, because I am going to end up finishing out a pathway right here. And then back in here is my basement hatch. That door back in there is my basement hatch to throw my firewood down into my basement, so I can stack some up in my basement. And that's going to end up getting mulched in and just be like protected, like a clear pathway. There's going to be a whole pathway going all the way up kind of through that door between the pond and this peach tree. And I'm going to keep that area clear. So I am going to eventually, after I have the pond in, okay, I am going to have to roll that fabric back to finish my little slopey thing. But even then, what I'm going to be able to do eventually when those grass clumps rot out, because I'm just going to probably cover it in mulch for now, but I'm eventually going to cut little holes. Well, I can if I want to, or I could just put rocks up it, but I could cut holes in the landscape fabric and pop a couple of plants just coming out the side if I feel like it. And what I'm probably going to do right about here or so is I'm going to build out a little bed, and I'm going to put one of my clearance boxwoods, pardon me, that I picked up from Walmart, is going to go right here. So it's going to help kind of be a continuation of my evergreen line that I started that's going to be coming here. So instead of just terminating in this, I'm going to have a boxwood here, and then I'm thinking about putting the other boxwood over there, because what I'm also going to do is I'm going to use this really heavy, like semi-permanent, because some people say this is rated for, well, this is rated for 20 years if you cover it. Some people say if you cover it well enough and you've prepped well enough everything, and you keep like the weeds from puncturing it, that sometimes this stuff can actually last for 40 years. Okay, and I'm about to be 38 years old. So if I do well, this stuff might treat me well. But I'm also going to go ahead. Well, right now, my gravel pack goes to right about here, so I'm going to have some overlap that I can use for something else. But on the other side of this landscape timber, I am going to continue my finished out landscape fabric area out to here. And eventually, probably what I'm going to do is have it come all the way, or like have it wrap all the way around, and then it's going to be mostly finished, but then I will be able to pop a couple of plants in it as well. It's eventually going to be gravel, and eventually I'm going to have to dig out a lip, and so the landscape fabric will actually fit down into the lip, and then I won't have any risk of it getting caught up in my lawnmower. But that's kind of like, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself right now. But this bed is eventually going to get cleared out and is going to be like a nice, useful space. But I'm also going to be able to, like, if I wanted to, I could stick another fruit tree right here in my little landscape fabric area. Okay? And I think that that might be quite nice, but maybe not. Maybe I'll just have it be a nice area. Some people, they spend up money going to therapy and stuff, and frankly, even most of those people, you couldn't handle what I deal with. Okay? But trying to bring a little bit of order into my world, however seemingly insignificant, is kind of like my therapy right now. Okay, because it's something that I can control. Does it cost up some money? Sure. But hopefully it'll treat me good in the long run. I am going to just pick up some mulch for some in this area, but I'll see how it goes, because I need to build out the mound in the hill first, and then I also need to build out my little boxwood mound, because the boxwood is going to be raised up. It's not going to be ground level. It's going to pop up a little bit next to the pond. Okay. And then I've also considered, like, I don't know, like maybe I'll even eventually put in like a little structure here so that I can have like there'll be like a mini deck or something for my birds. I don't know. It has to be easy to move though, so that I can access my wood hatch. But I'm going to go ahead and lay down the pond liner now on top of this, because I don't really need this. Like, I feel like, well, I don't know, what I might do is I might just cut that little snip out of there right now, and then I'll add it over here. Okay.